want to suggest, if you want some music, I have a bajillion lists on Spotify. I'm just going to have all sons and daughters yoga, my list playing this morning. You can pull that up if you like, or anything else that you'd like to play. I'm going to put mine on. Not very loud, I don't want to disturb you guys. And then just starting off here, we always want to fill our heads with some scripture. And there's a verse that we went over in our little home Bible study group this Thursday that stuck with me. And it's Matthew 5:48. In a word, what I'm saying is grow up. Your kingdom subjects, now live like it. Live out your God-created identity. Live generously and graciously toward others, the way God lives toward you. So it's that idea of living generously and graciously toward others that I wanted to encourage you to focus on today as you are moving and breathing and pondering. So with that, I'm just going to jump right in. I should probably explain to you the reason for this. I sprained my finger yesterday, got tangled in Winnie's dog leash. So that's fun. Anyway, I'm just going to start with some motion back and forth for my hips, testing out my limitations. I have a chronic SI joint dysfunction that I always have to be really careful about. I'm going to go forward here with a flat back, working into my hamstrings and see where they're at this morning, which is very tight. And just some motion here, easing in. Maybe back and forth through the knees, letting that hip drift up a little bit as I bend the knee. Just finding the muscles. Being kind to my own little back. Corby keeps popping in to change the camera angle. Is that better? All right. And now I'm going to just flip up my toes toward the ceiling and work into this inner thigh and hamstring. Keeping my back extended. Switch over to the other side. So I'm feeling this stretch right here through the low back and also in my thigh, hamstring. Good. And I'll just rock back and forth between those two and start to extend the distance between my legs, my feet. Just kind of working a little lower. Good. And then I'm going to turn the hips forward, plant my feet parallel, maybe working out to about arm's length. Flat back here. And then find your balance on the center of your foot, not back in your heel. Center of the foot that brings the chest out in front of you. Flat back here. Gentle neck. Drawing the chest down toward the floor. And then go ahead and round your head down. And again, I'm just rocking back and forth gently in my hips. So drawing my hips over toward my left, over toward my right. And I'm going to draw my heels in and bring my toes to 10 and 2. Bend your knees, lower your bottom. And then a little motion here. Are you changing camera angles? Because I'm going to be up and down. Not too much up and down. Back and forth. And then lift up the chest. Get your bottom underneath you. Shoulders are right over the hips. And you're going to feel that immediately in your butt. Bring your hands to your knees and we'll just drift the right shoulder forward. And thinking what it looks like and what it takes to live generously with others. And shifting over to the left shoulder forward. Sitting back into your heels here. What does it take to live generously? Sometimes sacrifice. Draw the hips back up, turn the toes slightly inward so heels come outward. And again, flat back first. You'll feel this on the outer side of the calves. Drop the head. Again, if the floor is too far away from you, maybe you have some limitations here, you can always put a block or a book right here to bring the floor closer. Let's take the hands over toward the left foot. Shoulder turns toward the left foot. Nice deep breaths. I'm dropping down farther into this. Sweep the hands over, turn the shoulder toward the right foot. And deeper. And back to center. Start to heel toe your feet together. Keep your spine extended. Feet just a little more than hip distance apart. Bend the knees, turn your toes out, bring your bottom down. And maybe you can find your low squat. You may need a block underneath your bottom. We did warm up our hip joints though and those muscles. Be ready for this. I'm pressing elbows to knees, lifting up through my chest and head. Just breathing. Your hands to the floor, lift the hips back up, heel toe the feet so they're directly under your hips. We're going to work into forward fold. So again, we're not thinking about getting our hands to the ground, although that will happen. We're really thinking about a nice long spine and drawing the belly toward the thighs. This is where I'm not impressive. I am not flexible here. But the longer you stay in this position, the more those hamstrings are going to open up. So we've got a micro bend in the knee, not locking. And your weight is evenly over the full base of your foot. And I'm just drawing belly down to thigh. Even thinking about lifting through the tail as I'm pressing and rooting down through my feet. Sometimes there's a little discomfort. It's okay to move here. Discomfort's okay. There's a good application for living generously and graciously. It's uncomfortable. If you want to increase here, you can draw your hands to the backs of your legs, bend your elbows, and use that to draw your upper body towards your lower body. I'm just going to shift back forward for our next motion. Bending the right knee, keep the right hand down toward the floor or on your leg. We'll rotate the left shoulder up to the ceiling. Then left arm can rise or left hand can stay on the hip. Keep this shoulder open to the ceiling. I'm feeling a great stretch along my left side body and the back here. I sit a lot at work or studying at my desk, and these muscles are lazy. They need the stretch. And let's bring the arm down, roll back to the center, take a fold. Bend the left knee, left hand stays down. Roll the right shoulder up first, straighten the right leg. And then hand can settle either up or on the hip. Next exhale, we'll roll back down toward the floor. Another fold here. Heel toe the feet out again. Wide leg fold. Lengthen your back. Lower down. Let's keep the left foot planted where it is. We're going to turn toward the right foot, lift up the right toes, and bring them pointing to the top of your mat. I need to shift your balance here. We're going to bend into the right knee. I need to get in the center of my shot. There we go. So you want a 90-degree angle, knee over ankle. We're going to plant the right hand. So you'll be feeling this in the inner thigh. Roll that left shoulder open and bring the left arm up or behind the back. Trying not to dump too much into that right hand. I want my leg to take my weight here. If you want to take a bind, you're perfectly fine to stay where you are, but if you want to lower that right shoulder down under, and you can bring the right hand back behind you, and maybe the left hand comes back to meet it. I'm going to release my bind back into my ankle. This time I'm going to bring the left shoulder down, plant my hands to frame my right foot. Turn my hips so that they're down toward the mat. Come into this high lunge or low lunge. This is easy like Sunday morning, so we don't want to go hardcore if we don't have to. Lift up the shoulders, find the spot above your hips. Right here, arms up. We don't want to jut the chest out though. Draw the rib cage in. Nice stretch for the front of the left thigh. We'll take a mini back bend. So hands behind the back. I guess I can interlace. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Keep that rib intact. We don't want to jut again. Ribs are intact. Lift up through the chest. And then slightly back through the mid upper back. Release, back to center. We'll extend the right leg out in front of you. Flex the foot. So we want to keep your left hip right above the left knee. And slowly lower the chest outward and down, keeping the spine long. Again, I'm not a flexible superstar, but I do want to keep my spine long. Really stretching the hamstring here.
Make sure that left hip doesn't drift back. Draw it forward. Both hips level to the front of the mat. Plant the right toes forward. And bend into that right leg. So we have a very deep lunge here. Lengthen your spine. Long line from the top of your head down to your left knee. All right, we're going to switch to the other side before we forget what I did. So rotate to the center. We'll rise up again to our flat back forward fold with the wide legs. We'll turn into the left foot, so keep that right foot where it is. Turn into the left foot and rotate the left foot so the left toes are now facing the edge of the mat, the short edge. Find your 90-degree bend. Left knee over left ankle. Have a shift again. How's that? All right, planting the left hand. Roll open the right shoulder. You can lift right arm or bring it back behind your hip. Really focus on the shoulder here. And again, I caught myself dumping into that left hand. So I want to just maybe do fingertips. I don't want to rest my weight on that hand. It's all about the leg. I'm going to take the bind, so I'll lower my left shoulder, bring my left hand back around, keep this right shoulder open, and bring the right hand back to meet the left. Optional. Legs getting tired, I'm going to release. Good. Rolling the right shoulder down, we're going to frame the left foot. Find your extended spine and then lower your right knee down. Pause in this low lunge. Press into the left foot, lift the shoulders above the hips. You can lift the arms straight up, keeping the rib cage drawn in. I'm just going to sink a little lower into this to increase the stretch on the front of my left thigh and lower the shoulders. Breathing deep. Find your balance. Hands back behind. Clasp the hands together. Position the shoulders down and back. Tuck your rib cage in. Lift the chest. Mid-back bend. Release. Shift the hips back. Hips over the right knee. Flex the left leg. Foot. Extend that leg. Just going to slowly lower over. So I'm feeling one of my dysfunctions right back here in this hip. I'm going to be careful with that. I'm actually going to settle right about here so I can keep my spine long without hunching to reach the floor. Really, this is all about the hamstring. So once you feel that engagement, there's no need to go any farther. And lower the left toes down toward the mat. Draw that right hip forward. I caught myself. Bend into the left knee. Take the deep lunge here. Lengthen your spine again. So now thinking more about living graciously toward others. Yeah, let's shift the hips back. Swing that left leg around forward and bring yourself on your bottom. We're going to be cross-legged here for a little bit, and also legs extended. So a lot of the times we sink right into your tail and you lose your integrity of your spine. So you want to lift up with just some muscular control. You want to put a block or blanket underneath your hips. I'm going to give myself a nice big bolster. There. So immediately, I'd be able to rise up, the hips open down a little bit. A lot more comfortable. So, time to work into my neck. And again, I just start out with some very gentle movements to see what's going on in there. Good. I can see I've got something all the way down into my shoulder from the base of my skull, so we're going to stretch that. Inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest. I'm going to take my hands behind my head and just gently pull my skull forward until I find that muscle to stretch. So I may have to turn my head a little bit. Try not to round the whole body. You can still lift your spine up and really focus in on the muscle you're stretching. And just to balance it out, I'm going to release that. Let's go into the other side. So find the same muscle on the other side. And release. Hands to knees. Just do some shoulder rolls. And forward. And take a little side bend, so left hand down to the mat. Reach the right arm up, bicep to ear, and then bending toward the left. Again, not rolling forward. Open that right shoulder up. Inhale up and switch sides on your exhale. So right hand to the mat, left arm up, bicep to ear, and bend. Exhale back to center, shoulder rolls. Good. So that was a warm-up for our extended leg side bend. Probably not the real name of it, that's what I call it. So keep the hips forward, open the right leg to the side and flex that foot, press the back of the knee down into the mat. Slide your right arm down toward your right foot. Maybe you find your toes. This thing's getting in the way. Again, rolling that left shoulder open toward the back. And then we're just drawing ourselves down toward the right leg. You can bring the arm up and over if you'd like. That adds a dimension to the stretch of your side body and lower back. There's always the option to keep the hand lowered and at your back. So the living graciously is a lot about giving space for other people to be who they are. without holding them to your expectations. I'm gonna roll forward into this. Just position myself. And stretching the arms out in front. Keep your back flat and lengthened. So yes, graciously. It's not just about being nice. It's really about giving space for people to be imperfect. But hoping for the best. Rise back up. We'll switch legs. So right leg comes in, left leg comes out. Shift your hips forward, tuck the belly in. We'll slide the left arm down the leg, roll the right shoulder back. You can bring your right arm up and bicep to ear. Oh, mercy, that's the one I needed. So I think it's Tim Keller in Grace-Based Parenting talked about the difference between expectations for your kids and, I don't think he called it hope, it was something else, but expectations, you're always going to be disappointed. So you set low expectations for people, but high hope for them. Does that make sense? I think that's a huge part of living graciously toward other people. And really loving them well. That is drifting. Rolling that right shoulder back. I'm going to relax my neck because that didn't like it. Good. Roll the right shoulder down now. We're going to bring both hands to the floor and just stretch forward. Okay. Back to center. What to do? I think we'll take the the left knee, keep it bent, and bring that right foot either right here in front, pointing forward, or if you're able to, you can cross it over the left knee. Some of you actually can bring this knee down to this knee, but I don't have the flexibility in this hip, so this is where I'm going to be. Even here, I can feel a stretch on my outer right hip, which is what I'm going for. So I can hold here, or we can draw the chest forward and reach your arms out in front. Stretch deeper into that hip. This is a good time just to check in with yourself and allow God to illuminate how you're doing, living generously and graciously. It's funny that at the very beginning of that statement, Jesus said, grow up. So this is a part of maturity. And drawing back up and switch sides. So the right knee and shin come down, and I'm super imbalanced. You're totally going to see it. We'll bring the left foot either in front or across the right knee. I should have told you, if you have bad knees, it's perfectly fine to do this with the bottom leg extended. But here's what we are into, and my hips don't want to stay level in this one. But I do have a little more flexibility in my left hip, so I can bring my left knee down closer to my right knee. And again, just feeling that right here, sitting up tall. we'll take this stretch forward, so nice flat back. Walking the hands down and out. Find your deeper pose and hold. And you walk your hands back up. I think we're winding down here. Uncross. Bring yourself all the way down to your mat. You want to do some kind of a spinal twist here at the end. And normally I do that reclined. You can do it seated today. So maybe if you want to keep on your bolster, that's fine. Or you can just be cross-legged with your bottom flat on the mat. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee. Right hand back behind. Rolling the right shoulder toward the back. Inhale again. Exhale, draw yourself twisting toward the right. Shoulders lowered. Gaze is neutral. Inhale long. Exhale, work deeper into the twist. I'm really using my left hand on my right knee to draw myself back. Just deepen on your exhales. Gently release back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand back behind, rolling that left shoulder down and back. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, gentle twist. And I'll exhale back to center. My shoulders are feeling funny. Just going to give a chest opener here. So bring your hands back behind your hips. Slide your bum forward. Slide your hands back a little bit. Draw those shoulder blades down and back. And release your bum forward until you feel that stretch across the front of the shoulders. Arms are long. Just gently slide your bum back. And I'll put you guys in your final pose. So turn sideways on your mat so that you are able to go long. You want either a blanket, or I have one of my little balls here. You can have a pillow. I'm going to take that, place it. You guys, Winnie's, come here. Winnie wants to say hi. Come here, baby. Here, come. All right, so your bolster ball or pillow is right here at your mid-back. You're going to gently lower onto it. If you need something also beneath your head, that's fine. It would look like this. But you want the height here at your mid-back, mid-upper back, I should say. Really to open the chest up. So you can have knees bent like this. You can have legs extended. But this will be your final pose. You hold it for as long as you want. It's your time to pray through anything that God might have shown you or thoughts that you need to share with Him. And just resting. You can stay here as long as you want. This is the end of the video. Thanks for joining me.